Hi there, I'm Zoot Java. Today, I'd like to talk about the Canadian government because I'm about to criticize them. And the reason for it being, we have up here in Canada a Charter of Rights and Freedoms, and everything is all spelled out. Well, here's a copy of our Charter of Rights and Freedoms. And that's all it's worth, because the Canadian politicians don't care about it. It's been laid out, and now they want to rip at it, chip at it, and take it all away from us. They want to rule us, much the same way as the Chinese Communist Party rule the people there, with fear and a lot of anger. So it is also being attacked by the Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, and one of his little henchmen, Stephen Guilbeault, the Heritage Minister, wherein he has introduced what is known as Bill C-10. And Bill C-10 was put through because they wanted to protect Canada's heritage and not have companies such as, for instance, Netflix dominate everything that we watch and see to it that we were going to be forced. They don't say forced, but Canadian content, watching Canadian content. And the problem with Canadian content is, for the most part, if anybody has any talent up here in Canada, they go directly to the United States and work there. Sorry, everybody, that's just a fact. That's the way it is. So what that means is we have a second-rate product here in Canada, for the most part, which is going to give you a second-rate product, for the most part. Now, they also put in that little disclaimer that this was not going to affect just the average person, such as myself, who is uploading content. That was not going to be an issue. This was part of the bill. Then, fast forward a little while later, when nobody was looking, they took that part out. So, somebody, and I've got to give credit to the CBC because I rip them constantly. I have got to give them a lot of credit because they interviewed Stephen Guilbeault. And when they talked about Bill C-10, he looked like a guy who just fooled around on his wife, got caught, and she was confronting him, and he was trying to make up excuses. That's exactly the reaction that I saw in him when he was trying to explain everything with Bill C-10. And the person interviewing him from the CBC said, "Why did you put it in?" "Well, because it doesn't matter," he says. Okay then, if it doesn't matter, well, why would you take it out? He said, because it doesn't, and he's stammering and muttering all over the place. But in essence, he said, it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect us. And he said, well, if it doesn't affect us, then what's the point of taking it out? Why not just leave it in? But it doesn't affect anybody. It's not going to affect anybody. In other words, he's lying through his teeth. They put the thing through originally, and it said, Bill C-10, not going to affect people who upload their own content. And this can mean not just me uploading my content. This is anybody else who just wants to post something to Facebook, Twitter, whatever site you are on. You will be affected. And they will censor you. That's what it is. It's all about censorship. You see, Justin Trudeau has already censored the media. And he has done this through a slush fund created through our tax dollars. And I mention this a lot, that cost every Canadian family $240 a year extra. This is on top of your taxes. This is what it's costing us so that they can censor the media. Now, it's not a direct censorship, but you're looking at it as this. You're the media. You need the money. You want the money. If you post too many nasty things about the Prime Minister and his behavior in a negative light, well, you're not going to get your hands on that lovely little lucrative pile of cash anymore. It's implied. So he's already done that. Now we've got the bigger problem, the internet, the thing that's in everybody's house. Well, we're going to have to censor everybody. What they're going to do is, they also mention, well, it's also going to cover hate speech. Hate speech is one of the most broad terms that you can think of. And as far as hate speech goes, I don't agree with outlawing hate speech at all. It should not be outlawed. Hate speech should be allowed for a number of reasons. First reason being, you hear people spouting hate speech, you're going to know what they're all about. And you're going to know there's someone I can avoid, or someone that I can kind of keep my eye on. If you don't allow them to speak, you drive them underground. You drive them underground, they're going to find another way of getting their point across, and it could be worse than letting them just shout out through the internet. The other thing is, if it's on the internet, people can do what I've done. Ooh, this is magical. Let me tell you. I see something on there I don't like. You know what I do? I go, click, and I don't look at it. I look at something else. And if it's going to be rainbows and unicorns, I'll sit there and look at rainbows and unicorns. I'm not going to listen to the guy giving a hate speech. Everybody else has the ability to do this also. But they decide to leave that on a very broad spectrum so that they can just simply crush anybody. They will say, oh, that's hate speech. It doesn't matter what it is, because it's up to interpretation. And for them, hate speech is criticizing the Prime Minister. And what they don't like about it is, and Stephen Guilbeault, who introduced this ridiculous bill, he even said this is to protect people who are MPs. For those who aren't in Canada, that is, people who are in politics. Political figures have to be protected. People are saying nasty things about them. Really? As a politician, you should be getting ready to be pelted with rotten vegetables. That's just the nature of things. Politics is nasty. And it is nasty because you are going out there and screwing half the people. Guaranteed. Nobody's going to be fully happy with whoever the heck is in power. Just the nature of the beast. So, we've got that to deal with. And this is why a lot of people, myself included, are extremely angry with this. I cannot believe that they have got the arrogance to think that they should be able to run this like a communist country. Just because the Prime Minister gets on his hands and knees and kisses the butt of the leader of the Chinese Communist Party. He openly said that he admires them more than anything because of their basic dictatorship, allowing them to do anything they want. Well, that's exactly what he's got going here. And that's what he wants to do here. It's absolutely ridiculous and should not be tolerated by anyone. Please call your representatives in Parliament. Find out who your liberal representatives are in your area. The ones in your area. Phone them up. Tell them you're not happy about this. Don't raise your voice. Don't yell. Don't make a fool of yourself. Be calm, cool, collected, and just say, this is not right. I do not want this. I'm not the only one who does not want this. I'm advising you, and when I say advising you, that means I'm telling you what my opinion is. Go and tell them to stop this bill. This is absolutely disgusting. Disgusting that they would even think of doing something like this in our country. Well, anyhow, now for what you all been waiting for. So yeah, this is my bad joke. And in my bad joke today, I'm going to try and keep a little on topic. And it's going to be a trip into the future. So we go into the future, and in politics, they have passed this Bill C-10, which is going to censor everyone. Now, what it is going to do, it's going to do this. A person from the United States is going to come up to me, and he's going to say, so, what's it like up in Canada? To which the only thing I'm going to be allowed to say is, well, I can't complain. Anyhow, that's a little trip into the future. That's how I feel. That's how a lot of Canadians feel. We're disgusted. Like and subscribe this, please. I'm getting nailed like everybody else. YouTube wants to destroy everybody. So hit the bell for notifications of more of my words of wisdom. Post my content on all your social media. And hopefully it won't get taken down there either. And till later, have a Java unzooed.